So this video is to explain as much as I can to people that I've been getting a lot of questions on the brake pedal. Will it fit this gun? Will it fit this gun? Blah, 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 blah. If your thumb touches it, will it engage the slide lock? Blah, 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 blah. So I figured I would do a video explaining as much as I can to people. Hopefully they understand what I'm saying. So this is the new brake pedal packaging, which I really like. I think it's really cool. And I used to send them in just a bag, but now I send them wrapped up like this. But the brake pedal, also too, when I send the covers, the cover is not for shipping. If you're going to shoot a lot of mags, the cover helps your thumb because you're pushing against it to reduce the recoil. That's the whole thing for the brake pedal. It's not a thumb rest. You don't rest your thumb on top of it. You push against this part. You push against this, and that helps. If the gun's trying to push back and you're pushing against it, what's it going to do? Less muzzle flip. And people varying different opinions as to how much muzzle flip you get reduced. My friend Jay, he gets 60%. I get 30, 40, 50. It depends on what gun I'm shooting. But the whole thing about the brake pedal is you're pushing against it with your thumb. It's going to fight the recoil pushing back. Now, the questions is, one size fits all? Yes and no. A lot of other companies that have the slide locks, they use a 198 pin, which it'll fit in everything. I have 200, 99, 198.5, and 198. If you have a 45 1911, it's basically a 200 or a 199 like the Colt. This is a 200 pin. That's 1911's 45s are 200, 199 pin. Same thing with this, Kimber. It's a 199, 200. Fewer 200, but most are 199, 200. So I send a 199, which I know it'll go in a 200, or I can send you a 200. If it's a Colt, I'm going to send you a 200. If it's something I'm not sure of, I'll send you a 199. Everything else, generally, EMP is 198.5, 9mm, 3-inch, 1911. My Bull that I just got, this one is a 198.5. The Dan Wesson, or not the Dan Wesson, but the MPA. This is the first black and gold MPA they ever did. This one's 198.5. My Staccato XC, 198.5. And that's kind of the sweet spot for most guns, unless you have a 45. But people are saying, will it fit this gun? I don't know. If I didn't put it in that gun, I don't know. If it's a 1911 and following a 1911 or a 2011, yeah, I can send you a size that'll fit. But people want guarantees that I'm not going to give them because I haven't tried to put it in that off-name brand gun. These guns, all the guns on my website, if it's a 1911, you're going to, if it's a 45, 199. If it's a 9mm, 198.5. A lot of other manufacturers will send out a 198 because they know it'll fit in everything. I try to get more precise to what the gun has. Now, having somebody measure with a micrometer, the calibration could be off. It's not the same. Even me and my machinist in North Carolina, I can give him a number and his thing could be off. We try to get right at the same. Now, if he measures something and sends it to me and I measure it and I go, yeah, that's the benchmark. That's the baseline. But it's just like a bunch of questions that half the time I can't understand what they're saying. Like my EMP, what you're doing is you're pushing against it. So if you're pushing against it, the recoil's going to come back. It's going to fight the recoil. That's the whole thing for the brake pedal. And like I said, the beginning of the brake pedal was just to make something small for holsters. When I saw how well it worked, that just blew my mind, and that's why I make them. And yeah, I can't think of any other questions for people. You could see all the videos on the website that shows Mantis data. And like I said in one of the other videos, Mantis changed the algorithm because I did a video with the XE with a magazine, and I got 0.10 using Mantis, and then I shot the 3.5-inch Cosent, and I got 0.04, 0.04, which I was blown away that it was flatter than the XE. You're talking a 3.5-inch gun versus a 5-inch gun. Then I went the next day and I got 0.01. And I had talked to Mantis and they said I broke the algorithm. Well, now when you go out, you're going to get 10, 11, 12. They did a plus 10 on it. They say they didn't, but I also had 3 shooters that tested before and then tested now, and they're all plus 10, plus 11. So they made the algorithm, I don't know if it'd be softer or stronger, but the numbers don't go as low as they did. But you still see a variation from gun to gun, ammo to ammo, what you're shooting. And then all the tests I do are with the brake pedal because that's what I make. So I hope this answers the questions. I had another guy say, well, if you're shooting and your thumb's against it, will it engage the magazine? While you're shooting? No. On an empty mag? Yeah, it's supposed to. Now, do all of them do that? All these do. But, like, for instance, my 3.5-inch Cosent, which there's videos of, it locked the mag back all the time. I changed the spring and put a lighter, shorter spring in it. The gun shoots great, but it doesn't go back enough to lock the mag back on an empty chamber, on an empty magazine. So there's little variances, but for the most part, does it lock back? Yes, all the time. Now, the only ones I found that don't lock back all the time is the C, the Staccato C or Staccato CS. I didn't want to buy one just so I can figure out what the mag issue is. But does it work? Yeah. Does it lock the mag back? No. On the C or CS. It does intermittently, not all the time. So, but I hope this is a long video, but I hope it explains what it is. And like I said, if you have a 45 1911, you use a 200 or 199. 199 will fit, and we're talking thousands. If you have XC or standard bull, anything, it's 198.5. If you have a Staccato CS or a Staccato C, it's a 198. And like I said, there's pictures of all the different guns I put them in. I've never machined one of them to get it, excuse me, to fit in any of the guns. I just drop them in. So I hope that answers your questions. But this video's been a long time coming. And like I said, it's made only for 1911s and 2011s. So, all right, thanks. And I hope this explains a lot. Take care. Bye. And like I said, you can look at the videos on the website that explains what lets you see shooting it and shows the differences. And I use Mantis data to prove it. So that's not my opinion. It's Mantis data. So, all right, thanks. Take care.